Every year on March 8th, International Women's Day is celebrated globally. On this day, the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women are recognized and celebrated. This day marks a call to action for accelerating women's equality and equity. International Women's Day has been occurring since 1911, well over a century, and people have been supporting the call for equity. Not just women, but groups, organizations from all walks of life. As we celebrate International Women's Day today, March 8th, I want to talk about the topic creating visibility for civil society organizations as we embrace equity for women. And I will be doing this by speaking to a number of persons who have various roles and who are involved in various organizations in Grenada. Hi, as I continue my discussion today on International Women's Day, I have with me Xia Williams from Grenchap. And again, Xia is going to speak to us about how we, the public, can play our part in helping raise awareness on the work of civil society organizations and helping to create a safe and inclusive and more equitable space for women to unlock our full potential in STEM as we celebrate International Women's Day under the theme Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. Welcome, Xia, to the Social Mind, and tell us who you are and the role that you play in Grenchap, and tell us a little bit more about Grenchap, the organization.
Hello, everyone. I am the project officer at Grenchap. I oversee the implementation of the various projects we undertake. And for those who don't know, Grenchap is a nonprofit, non-governmental organization that works with key population in Grenada. And when I say key population, that's including persons living with HIV and AIDS, women and girls, at-risk youths, the LGBTQ community, and sex workers.
Okay, so as we speak about women's empowerment, how does Grenchap aid or supports women's empowerment?
Okay, so Grenchap is governed by a board of directors, and starting from there, the board of directors has a huge female body, ensuring equity and ensuring that women are treated fairly within the organization, not only on the board. That's including the staff, myself, and our peer navigators. We also promote education through various workshop and other training opportunities that we undertake under our various projects. And we promote equity as well through the various advocacy advocacy projects or plans that we undertake.
So is there any projects that Grenchap is working on in this moment? Any upcoming projects?
Yes, so we just finished wrapping up a very large project that is a collaboration with the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, where we try to make sexual health services free to key populations, specifically targeting women and girls and persons with disability, especially the persons with disability. Sometimes they're overlooked in society. So what we had is we went to various clinics around the island, and we offer free services such as STI testing, the Pap smear, doctor's checkup. And for the persons with disability, we transport them to and from the clinic, especially those clinics that has the RAMs that's accessible for persons with disabilities. So that has been one of the major projects that we undertake as well. And we also completed our one-day women's conference, which consisted of over 35 participants, various facilitators targeting self-care in the social work profession. Because the social services, that field is dominated by women. So while we're giving ourselves to our jobs and to various aspects related to family, we also have to have a space for self-care so that we can be in control of ourselves in a way that will avoid stuff like counter-transference in the social services field. So we had that workshop, and it was very well attended.
Yeah. So you mentioned that Grenchap is a non-profit organization. How can people volunteer with your organization?
Okay, they can either walk into our office. We're open Monday through Fridays from 8 to 4 p.m. Or you can send us an email at grenchap@gmail.com. We will send you a form to fill out. There's no charge, and myself or someone from the board of directors will reach out to you to have a conversation, and then we will discuss what available role you can undertake, and we'll.
How can businesses support organizations in the work that Grenchap does?
Okay, so what we can do, what they can do, sorry, is of course there we do accept donations. We share a lot of information on our social media page, not only pictures. We also share in-depth conversation about various topics that should be discussed but is being shunned away in communities. So they can also do that by sharing, again, by volunteering or donating stuff to us whenever we go into the field, whether it may be like a tent, some chairs, anything. We accept any donations of any kind. But again, we're a nonprofit, non-governmental, so everything we do is based on funding.
Okay, absolutely. And now in terms of women empowerment, there's a lot of talk about STEM. How can we as civil society lobby for women who want to enter the various field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics?
I believe it will take a lot of collaborative effort between civil society, women's rights organizations, the government, the private sector, among many others, to close the gap between males and females as it relates to the STEM field. We need to invest in evidence-based programs and initiatives such as providing low income access to phones and data plans, scholarships, and literacy programs in the various communities, especially those on the outskirts, not outside the St. George area, to those in the wider community. And I think this will provide a lot of marketable skills, especially for the women and girls.
Okay, absolutely. As we wrap up, Zai, is there anything from a female perspective? Today is our day, International Women's Day, that you want to share with our audience?
So in society, a lot of times when there is women in power, we hear a lot of persons saying, "Oh, sometimes women are too sensitive, they're too emotional for certain things." However, there's nothing wrong with being emotional about something you're passionate about. Um, you worked hard for your spot in society, you worked hard for your spot within that organization, and you should continue to work hard in what you believe, and sometimes use that criticism as fuel to continue to do the work that you do.
Absolutely, absolutely. We need to celebrate and embrace each other. Zaya, thank you so much for coming on the Social Mind today as we speak about International Women's Day and how we can embrace that equality or equity um, as we take up different roles outside of the home, because traditionally that's what female or women were seen for, to be mothers and nurturers. But as we take up different roles outside of our homes, and as we celebrate International Women's Day, thank you so much, Zaya.
You're welcome.
As I conclude about the topic, creating visibility for civil society organization as we embrace equity for women, now I want us to imagine a gender equal world free of bias, stereotypes, and discrimination. A world that's diverse, equitable, and inclusive. A world where differences are valued and celebrated. I believe together we can forge women's equality, and collectively we can all embrace equity. Let us all celebrate women's achievements, raise awareness about discrimination and violence against women. Let us all take the action to drive gender parity. Happy International Women's Day to all girls and women all over the globe.